I'm Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Thank you for joining me on this live video. If you're watching me on replay, thank you for joining me. I've just winging it today. We're playing with Artistically inked. So we'll move ahead and we'll get started. Here we go. All right. Now, I'll just set up the camera. Oh, and it's a bit wobbly, but that's all right. We'll see how we go. I haven't even put my stamps on blocks today. I can't see comments, so I'm seriously just winging it. Okay. I don't even think my iPad's got introduced so that I can't even see it on there. All right. That's better. Okay. If I stand up and stamp, then I'll be able to see if anyone says hello. Okay, so this is Artistically inked. I've used it a few times. It's a really pretty stamp. And I'm taking my inspiration from this card. This is one of the cards that we made on the weekend at my Christmas class. So I'm literally going to do something very similar to show you how I did it, but I'm going to use different tools. So we're going to use different stamp set and different trim. Okay? So let's get this thing happening. We're going to use this flower here. So we'll pop that one on. And we're definitely going to use some of these leaves. Might not have got enough blocks. I've got so many blocks here, it's not funny, but I don't know that I got enough. So we'll just have to see how we go. I'm going to use those ones. What else have we got in here? Oh, let's get the little dots out. And I definitely want this leaf. And this happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday hasn't been put together yet. Okay. So I'll put that one together too. Okay. I haven't got enough. I wonder if I've got enough cardstock. Let me see. Let me just grab some. Okay, I'm so out of sorts. Got a new present and I should have put them in my head so that I could see how they go. But that's okay. All right. Let's see. Does everybody have a big stash like this one? I put all my offcuts in it as well as my card fronts. So let's see if we got... I think that one's going to fit. Scrapes in by nose hair. Okay. And then that's going to go on there. Yep, that's going to be perfect. And it won't matter. I do like how they cling a little bit even without the sticker. Okay. Let's cook it as a dog's hind leg. So I've got some basic white thick. It's currently so popular that it's out of stock at the moment, but it will be coming back. We just have to be a little bit patient. I've got a nice stash here, so that's what basic white thick, regular, and envelopes are two things that I put on my. They're my fillers. So whenever there's a special on, I make sure I stock up on it. Okay, and then I've got some soft suede as a base and another white piece. So essentially we're making our sandwich like so. Okay, so I'll just pop that one to the side. Now, I do like soft suede. It's actually a very nice base neutral for us. I haven't decided what colour I'm going to stamp my sentiment in. You watch. I'll probably want to do soft suede and have to go and get it. So I know what else I forgot. I'll be one sec. I'm just going to grab some there, and I might grab my soft suede while I'm at it. You can hear I'm all the way on the other side of the room. Post-it notes. I was getting post-it notes because these are a necessary part of this. Okay, so Oh, that's nice and wet. Let's see, no spoon here. Okay. See how it's all bubbly? That's not going to do me any favours. So I'll show you what we do. All right, I'll sit down for that. Hi, Sharon. How you going? All right, so it's very, very juicy, this ink pad, and it's leaving bubbles on my picture, which will give me not so crash hot image. You can use a spoon, but I don't have one in. I just grabbed my handy little kit of goodies from the other table, but it doesn't have everything I need. So you can use a block and just massage your ink down a bit. You know that because of our ink, the way our ink pads, all the moisture sits on the way the ink pads work, all the moisture sits on top of the surface of the ink pad. So that's just massaged in there nicely. So that'll actually give us still a bit bubbly, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so I'll put one here. Actually, it's not too bad. I love these distinctive stamps. Put one here and one here. We want even numbers. Now, with my I can do that. With my post-it note. Okay, on the adhesive's up on this side. So I want 1, 2. Okay. I should have done a third, but I don't think I'm going to need. So now what I'll do is I'll cut just inside that image, the line of that image, because I just want to mask it off. This is a good way of getting a foreground and a background happening. And you just need that sticky part of the post-it note so that you can do that. So you just want to come around the inside. And the reason why you're coming around the inside of that image is because you need it to have the edge of the stamps where the paper sits will leave like a ridge, I think is probably the right way of describing. Is that how you guys would describe it? All right. Hey Lol, how you going? All right. So yeah, so they're sitting fairly close. Now I actually just brought over some old olive. I got my old olive and my polished pink. And somewhere I've got a ink pad with some leaves on it. Not an ink pad, a stamp set. So that when I go like so, because I want quite a few leaves, I am going to have to do another one of these. Okay, which bit have we got sticking out in there? That bit. So, all right, I'll just pop this one along here. Post-it note doesn't care what colour. See, that one's sort of... Oh, I did that bodgy, didn't I? Okay, that'll have to do. All right, because what I'll do is as I do it, because it's supposed to go there like that. I didn't do that very well at all. Okay. Right. See what I mean when you take them off? They're not just a big yellow blob. And you can see that edge a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to hide a multitude of sins very, very shortly. I'll cover that one up. Now we've got some Flirty Flamingo. I'll take this guy off here. These things, don't ever stick them on paper. It becomes very, very, what's the word for it? Messy is probably the best one. Okay, I'll pop these back on because I want to do these. So I'm thinking that I'll have some of them up here and maybe some over there. So I'll get a leaf. And it's just a matter of masking off the bits that you don't want it to sit on, so that you don't end up with layer upon layer of ink, but you end up with quite a pretty image. I think I'll be able to make this leaf do a multitude of things. This particular one. So put that one there. I'll stick it there. Probably stuck it too far over, I did, but I can't fix that. So what are we doing over here? I won't do the same thing. I'll make sure I'm along that edge. Okay. I'll take that one off. And you know what? I'm going to bring in that soft suede. Doesn't look like much at the moment. It's all that yellow post-it note that I've got all over it. Oopsie. Can't have that nonsense. Press too hard. Just pop a couple of little dotty things around, just to break it up a little bit. Okay. I don't know if anyone's... Oh, I should have done that while I was there. I'm thinking I will use the soft suede. It's a nice colour, and it lightens as it gets a bit drier. So you've got to hold your tongue right. Do you guys find that? Try and pop that in the middle. Okie dokie. So let's make some room, because I've got a massive pile of stuff here. I've got a whole heap of inked up stamps up there. Okay, so this currently looks like this. Doesn't look like much, but I think we'll be able to play with that. I'm actually even thinking that the gold dots that I was using on the weekend from the Wonder Gems will work quite nicely in there. Okay, so I need my cut and emboss. Okay, I've moved to a smaller table. We've been playing with fitting the Christmas tree in, essentially. So this one I'm using the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder, which means we need the grey pad that came with the machine. So I'm going to do this bit first. So the machine's really cool. It actually tells you, the base plate tells you what you need to do. So it actually tells you the numbers. The numbers are up in the top corner. So I've got my number 1 in. I've got the inside of my embossing folder. I'm going to pop that in there. And then I've got my number 4. Always pop it in so that you've got your spine going in first. Okay. Send that through. So now you end up with quite a nice textured piece of paper. Okay, and there's lovely pink flowers. All right. So now I'm going to cut out my sentiment. So I need all my other plates. Put my number 4 back over there in its basket, and I need my other well-loved plates. This one looks like it's had a bit of, been hit with an embossing, hit with a, what's it called? A dye on the weekend as well. But we'll see. Okay. So I found that you've got to hold your tongue in the right spot. No, I found that, I don't know, I think this might be too big. We'll give it a whirl, see what happens. If you don't go in with the dies square, you don't seem to have to, of course, and you go in either direction. And if you're left or right, depending on if you, oh, sorry, I'm banging on that. If you're right-handed, I'm on the right side, but if you're left-handed, just turn the machine around and use it the other direction. Scraped in by nose hair. It's right off down that end, isn't it? Let me see. I wonder how we're going to, might do something with that. Okay. I don't know. That wasn't part of the plan, but that's right. I'll just pop that down here. Try not to trip over it. Okay, and let's put it together. So my textured piece, it's quite amazing. I love the texture in it. Pop some. Any adhesive, your favourite adhesive? I do like multi-purpose glue because it's easy, it's quick, and once it's stuck, it's stuck. Little bit of forgiving and wiggle room initially, but once it's stuck, there's no wiggle room and there's no forgiving. It's done. Okay, so that's that. See, and this is going to hide my little whoopsie quite nicely. It's going to hide quite a bit there actually. This ribbon is double-sided. Okay, it's about 1 centimetre, which is quite good. It's called, it's got 2 colours, Old Olive and Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock is now a retired set. A retired colour. I'm thinking that we'll go on the Old Olive side because it's got a bit of a shimmer to it. Can you see it? All right. So, where's the ribbon scissors? Does everybody have special scissors for ribbon and special scissors for paper? I do. The ribbon scissors are actually serrated. They're not our paper snips. Our paper snips are super sharp, and I love them to bits. Oh, we should have done the inside while we're at it. And I didn't bring an envelope over, but that's okay. You guys know I like to decorate the envelopes. Let's do the inside. Sorry, whoops. Let's give that one a little bit of a clean off. This one was green because I used it on the Old Olive. So let's pop a little bit of polished pink on it. Yep, we're back to being very pink and very sweet. Just pop you in there. And half a flower there. Okay. And I'm going to pop you back on here. I just want to stick some leaves in as well. And I don't know where I've thrown the other ones. I just gathered them all up. So we'll have to be a bit careful. Oh, there they are. Found them. Okay. So we'll pop I cut that one so bodgy. Okay. Stick some leaves. Just randomly around. I don't have an envelope quick and handy, so I'm not going to just grab one. I don't have a blender pen quick and handy, so I can't grab one of those either. Might put some of the little dots. As well. That wasn't part of the plan. They were supposed to be a different colour, but we're on the fly here. Can you tell? There's no such thing as a wrong card. Might not be part of the plan, but there's no wrong card because the person that's receiving it doesn't know any different. They just know that they've got a beautiful hand-stamped card from you and that you obviously care enough to send it. And I think you'll find that they actually really like it. This is our stamp and seal. Let's see if it's going to behave. Got to get it so the sticky's just there. Get that so that it will actually start. Look at that. How nice is that? Doesn't want to behave. When it doesn't want to behave, if you run it over the previously sticky piece, it does. It gives in. I didn't need that, but it's my favourite. Okay. All right. So I know that Andrea's watching. Andrea, does this look familiar? Same but different, let's say. Okay, we're turning this one into a birthday card. All right. Now, you've got a couple of choices with this ribbon. You can pop a row of seal on, or you can pop a row of tear-it tape on it. I'm going to sit down to do this because it's easier. So I want the shiny side. I never ever put my ribbon on with wet glue. It sticks, but it takes a bit to dry, and I have a tendency to end up with funny marks on my trim. Doesn't need to go all the way along on this. It just needs to stay on the ribbon. So there's some, I should grow my fingernails. That would help. Okay, so just pop that over about there. Yeah. Let's trim this off a little bit. Okay. And then my plan was to pop that over the top of that. That's going to sit on some dimensionals. Now, because I've made it so, just might use those edge bits, because I've made it so that it's so far down that way, I'm actually going to not do, so see how I've got that circle there? I'm actually going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to see if I can wing it and try and remember how. Oh, did you know that when you pull off your twine and it's really round, curly, because it used to come on a bit of cardboard round around it, but now it's on a spool. It can be quite, I don't know what, for want of a better word, curly. All right. So, all right, my auntie's watching. So, lol, let's see if I remember how to do this. 4, and then, oh, I don't. All right, I don't remember. I'll practice off camera and then I'll come and show you. When we were over in Florida, there was a really amazing bow that someone did, and they just whipped it around their fingers and then they tied a knot. So all I've done is whip that around my fingers. I'm tying a knot, but I'm doing it completely different. to the way that we learn in Florida, and I'm actually going to tie a real knot. I don't think I've got it on the camera there for you. Let me just wiggle up. So I'm just forcing my gathered piece there into submission, because I wanted it to be quite firm. So I'm just doing a double knot. And it only needs a little bit of a tail because it's only a little bit of a thingamy. Pull that one out a bit and pull this one a bit as well. So it changes the loop size on some of them. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that down there. So that looks like I did that at the end deliberately, doesn't it? Tear it tape is right in front of me. Does anyone else have that problem when you put something down, you think, where the blazes did I put that? And of course, everything is always right in front of me. And this one. Okay. They're both actually going to stay on there. And I'll actually tidy that little one up there as well. So that looks like another different bow. I quite like that. That's a bit too long though. That's why I don't put my adhesive all the way to the end, so that I can trim up if required. Okay, so this is going to have some dimensionals under it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't throw away these edge bits. When you've got your dimensionals and they're all the way around, I rescued some from the garbage bin, but you can actually use these bits, because the girls at class had no idea that I do that. So just pop that one in there. Just don't want it to be too long. And this one in here. That's actually going to work quite nicely, I think. Does anyone else agree? Okay. So it's off to the side a bit, over there, straight with my... If you want to force that into a bit of submission, there's always a glue dot. Glue dots are our friends when it comes to telling bows where they need to be and where they need to sit. All right, so I actually want it to sit there. How's that? And I'm thinking, I actually really think that's really pretty, but I do think it needs a bit of bling. Why am I thinking that's crooked? Maybe because it is. No, I can't do anything about it now. Looks crooked to me. Does it look crooked to anyone else? All right. So, needs some bling. We're definitely not going to put the red ones on here, but we're going to put the little gold ones on. These are the Wonderful Gems. And the little gold ones, I like how they're all different. They've all got a different amount of gold in them. See? Like some of them have got barely any in them, and others have got heaps. Normally, these ones here, I had marks, so they had to end up there. Otherwise, I would have just kept them all over here in this corner like a cluster. But yeah, we had marks, so they had to. That's 4. I like odd numbers. but I also don't like two items doing the same job. There we go. How's that? So I'd try not to put them in a row. I'd try to put them just off a little bit. Okay. That's looking pretty smick, if I do say so myself. What do you think? So today we've learned how to do masking. We've used Artistically ink. We've used these 4 different colours. We've used Old Olive, Flirty Flamingo, Polished Pink and Soft Suede. We've used our twine, some pretty ribbon and some gems. Now we've also used our Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and we've used, and now I know you're going to ask me where this comes from. I'm going to have to link it in the bottom. It comes from one of the new Christmas sets, and its name has gone out of my head. So I do like all the frames, but I do know that this frame is one of the sets that's actually staying around, so you'll be able to get some of that in the, these ones are still available. There are a lot of sets from the July to December catalogue, which I call the Christmas catalogue, that are now not available because they've sold out. So if there's anything on your Christmas catalogue wish list, you need to get in and get it sooner rather than later. So same but different. And there's nothing stopping you from making this card with just about any stamp set that you've got. You could make this card and they would all look completely different. So just a matter of the trim, matter of the different colours that you'll use as well. So, but we had the same base type things. So, yeah, so the retirement list or the last chance list is online now. If there's anything that's on your Christmas list that's going, you need to get in sooner rather than later to get it, because otherwise once it's gone you will miss out. The clearance rack got refreshed, so there is new items in the clearance rack, but I will give you the heads up, you will never see a stamp set in there unless it's part of a bundle. It's very unusual to see a stamp set in there. Okay, so yeah, so because they did have some sweet stuff on there, but it's gone now. So it's the first time I've ever seen a stamp set that wasn't part of a kit, like a paper pumpkin kit or a regular kit. Well, thank you all for joining me. Hopefully that fast and easy card was a bit of fun for everyone. It was nice to say hi, and I will catch up with you all later. See ya.